Boy, oh boy. Good morning and welcome to my word for the day. I'm Lee Watson, business advisor, adventurer, guy who likes words. I hope you enjoy the word today. This show typically takes about 10 minutes, and we think about a word that is generally good in nature. And often it comes from the Virtues Project right behind me. But today is different. Today happens to be an election day. It's midterms here in the United States. Now, in other parts of the world, you have different dates and all that kind of fun stuff. We are fortunate to have, well, let me ask you this. Is voting a right or a responsibility? Or is it both? I don't know, but I want to talk a little bit about voting today. And let's see here. Oh gosh, I have to admit I'm a little disorganized. Don't mean to be, but okay. So what's important today? And by the way, I did vote. I got my little sticker here too. Unfortunately, in this world, in this country, there are a lot of conflicting thoughts about voting and whether or not voting counts and whether or not it matters. I think until you live in a place where you have no say, where you can't vote, I think at that point you understand a little bit better just how important it is. Now, is it true that there is a small percentage of the population that has the power to make lots of things happen or not happen? Absolutely. Money and power are very, very strong tools to make changes that we want to make. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of the things that happen in this country, but fortunately, at least at this point in time, I know that I can roll with some of those things and know that I'll probably be okay as a result of it. When we get to the point where we have to fear for our lives or safety because of our political or other views, bigger problems. And I know that this is already happening in some parts of this country and certainly in places around the world. So cherish your ability, if you have it, to vote. And hopefully, if it's only in your mind, you will have made a difference. Yeah, so I only bring this word up today because I believe that it's really important that we learn about voting, that we learn about who we're voting for and why we're voting for them. I have to admit that there were some, and I knew this beforehand, there are some people on my ballot, judges and some school board people and things like that, that I have to admit I don't know that much about. But I tried to do my research before I went and voted, and we'll see how it goes. I hope that good people get in office, people who want to do good in the world and certainly in this country or in this county or in this town or township. It feels like to me when I vote, I'm doing a duty. I'm being responsible as a citizen. And by the way, I haven't figured this one out yet either, but I believe that we all have a civic responsibility to somehow be involved in the governmental process. There was a time in this country when, political office was not a professional position. It was something that people did to support the government, and it has changed a bit over the years, and uh, money seems to be such a prominent driver of who gets elected, which I don't know. I'm not a big fan of super PACs, I got to say. Uh, but that's the system we're in. So you know what? We work with it. We try not to be cynical. We try to do the right thing, to be the right person, to exercise our rights as long as we have them. Those are good things to do. Okay, for a moment here, I want to talk about something a little different, like the people who watch this and the people who comment and send a little thumbs ups and hearts and make the comments, which I think are really, well, they're fun for me, if nothing else, when people comment and say things that are somehow meaningful and associated with whatever word it is that I've chosen for the day. That's kind of fun for me. And it hopefully will, over time, and I can see that over time it has increased the size of my audience here for the word for the day. And I appreciate that so much. I also appreciate our sponsors, the people who support Green Cow and what I'm doing and what we're hoping to do in this community, the community that we're building at Green Cow, the community that is so important and has so many really great people in it. Wow. I'm really thankful for all of that. I'm thankful for a beautiful day. You all know that I have some routines. Well, my routine was messed a little last night because there was a blood moon, uh, total lunar eclipse last night. It's actually early this morning. So I was up at 2 a.m. But the actual eclipse didn't start until 3, but it didn't end until 5-ish. And it was kind of cool to see the moon slowly turn red and then become completely red. It's kind of fun to see this. But what was most amazing to me during this whole thing is that people not only knew that this was going to happen, but had calculated it exactly. I mean, there's some smart people out there in the world, and that may be a relatively simple task for the scientists who do those sort of things, but for me, it's amazing. It really is. The people who think and calculate and determine things like, there's a comet out there somewhere that's heading our way, and they can tell by looking at it over time and seeing its trajectory and determining where it's going. I mean, this stuff is just amazing to me. So thank you all the scientists and people who are working on cures for medical challenges. I mean, this amazing stuff. So I thank all the people who are using their brains out there for the good of all people. That's really fun stuff. Okay, well, I want to thank the artists too. Sherry is one who created our Green Cow. Without art and music and all things beautiful that are created by humans, the world would be such a lesser place. I have a piece of art in front of me that you can't see because you can only see what's behind me. But I have plants and I have artwork and I have music and I have all sorts of things that just make my world, my little world, more beautiful every day. And I so appreciate that. Well, I've used up my 10 minutes and I thank you for spending some time with me. I thank you for the thumbs ups and the hearts and the shares and the comments and all that kind of stuff too. That's really important to me. And I hope that I can continue doing this for a long time. I am working on trying to be able to do this mobilely so I can do it from anywhere. It's going to take me some time, but I have some help with that and looking forward to being able to be out in the world a little bit more again. I know that COVID has challenged us all to rethink how we interact personally with other people. Certainly, Zoom has become a major communication tool, and others like it. Um, but I like being with people, and I hope that we'll be able to do more programs directly with people, not just this word for the day, but all the programs we do for Green Cow, the programs that I do for the Virtues Project, because the Virtues Project is super important to me. If you're unfamiliar with that, it's simply, well, you can go to virtuesproject.com and learn more there, or you can ask me about it. What are virtues and why are they important? Well, very quickly, virtues are just universal words that have good and positive effects on our lives. Things like love and peace and joy and communication and cooperation. And I mean, just there's so many of them. And they're not cultural in nature, they're not religious in nature, but they do come from great thinkers of the past and the present who really think about, what is important, is why is life important, why is having peace and joy and love a good thing. And so if you want to know more about it, ask me. Okay, I've gone a little over time, but I want to thank a few things and people. I want to thank this beautiful day. I want to thank God, first of all, for everything, because in my world, God is number one. And then I want to thank my wife and my family and all the people that I know who are just make my life worth living. I appreciate all of those people. I want to thank the people who support me, the people who buy our programs, the people who hire me to do things. And that starts, by the way, with a call. If you want to talk to me about what it is that I specifically do for people and for businesses, book a call. It's a 15-minute free call, and you can ask all the questions you want, and I promise that I will do my best to answer those questions. And as long as I can take the time to do those calls, I certainly will. So if you want to know more about what it is that I do for people individually or for businesses, give me a call. And it starts by just choosing a time and day. And it's really easy. You just pick a date on the calendar and a time, and only times and days that I'm available will even show up on the calendar. So that's technology, eh? And I'm thankful for Miranda, my business partner here, who helps me with that kind of stuff in social media, because it's really not my passion. My passion is more about helping people with the things that I know, and helping people enjoy, learn to enjoy the lives that they have and the lives that they can make. That's really important to me. Okay, now I've gone way over time. So I'm just going to remind you to do something nice for somebody else today. Do something nice for a whole bunch of people if you can. Vote, because here in the US it's a voting day. If you don't happen to live in the US, and I know there's some people in other countries, if you have the opportunity to vote, when your elections come up, please do that. I think it's an important thing to do. And if we don't exercise our right to vote, our responsibility to vote, we may lose it at some point. And that would be a sad day. Okay, be that source of love and hope and choices and all good things. Be that person that people want to go to talk to because they can expect to hear some good words and be supportive to everyone around you and respect everyone around you. We are all people. Um, in God's eyes, we are all people, and uh, let's be everything that we can be. Okay, that's all for today. I will see you soon. Make this the best day it can be. Bye bye.